Okay, we're going to go through the process of shooting. So I have a vase there I've made. I have my camera set up there. I'm in manual mode. I believe I'm at 180 at 5.6 and 800 for my ISO. Just because it is dark, I just have my kitchen light on. So I'm just getting it framed up right now, making sure I'm in the frame. I took a picture, and here's just what it looks like. So without doing any adjustments, just having it in that light box with my kitchen light on. So it does diffuse it a little bit. Now I'm going to use this closet light that we have. It has 3 different levels to it. I'm just going to turn it on. I've stacked it up on some books because it's a little short. Shine some light across it. And I'm just going to take the picture. I'm not changing anything. And here's what that looks like. You'll notice I got that one side with the light a little bit brighter. The other side has the shadow. Now I'm just taking some of that foam board and I'm going to put it in there as a reflector. So I'm just bouncing some of that light. You can see we kind of softened some of it on the right side. Looks pretty good though. That's the nice thing about a light box. So here I've turned on another light instead of a reflector. So I have 2 light sources, one from each side. Really illuminates any of those shadows, lights it up pretty nicely. Here I'm going to try using just this insulation board. One side of it has silver on it, so it's like a silver reflector. So we're just going to bounce some of that light from the left hand side with a silver reflector. And so we light that up a little bit more, gives it a little bit more contrast. But I'm still just not that happy with it. I feel like it's a little darker at the top than I want. So now I'm just using a headlamp and I'm shining it through the top where I have more of that tissue paper. Just give a little bit more light into it. I get that light further away because if that light's further away, the shadow gets a little softer and I really want a soft shadow on it. So you can see there now, there's the one with 3 lights on it. Again, all of these lights are just basic, and then that is taking it through a simple edit, which I'll post the video of that, of how I did that as well. Now I'm going to switch to a slightly bigger vase. Has a little different color to it. This is one I've also made. It's called a horsehair vase. And I'm just getting my camera set up. I'm going to start with one light off to the left of it. And that's what we're going to see here is I have one light on that left hand side. You can see I get that really bright light, and on the right hand side was a little dark. So now I just put on that second light. I did switch over to my headlamp on the side. See, it really lit it up. That headlamp's a little brighter, but now it's just a little off that, and you can see a little bit of the inside of the vase. So now I'm switching and putting another light up on top as well, just to kind of light that inside rim to give us a little bit more depth into that. So we get a little more light in that rim, showcase it a little bit more, and it really stands out. So now here's after I take it through an edit, which I will again show you. You can see that light box. It really helped out. We can really clearly see the different colors and the textures we have in this vase. So now I'm switching over just to a little car, a Matchbox car, or Hot Wheels car, I guess. You can see I have this white car, and the problem here is it's not standing out away from that background as much as I'd like. So I tried a couple different things. I took that picture. Now I'm going to reposition one of my lights to see if I can just get it to light up on that shadow side a little bit more. The right side of the car was just a little dark for me. So I moved that light around a little bit, took the picture, ended with that. Now the right side looks good, but I'm losing the top part of the car. So I switched over and used just a black poster board. So I had this one, I just clipped it up onto my white one. My lights have all stayed the same, my camera stayed the same. Right now I'm just changing my focus point to make sure I'm focusing on the car where it needs to be. And then I just take that picture, here we have it. You can see it kind of separates away from that background, a little clearer to see, but it's still just not quite turning out how I'd like. So I'm going to grab another light and I stick it up on top. This is just going to give me a little bit more of that soft light coming throughout the whole piece. And we have there, we're seeing we get a little more light in that. Now I just feel like the light I have on the left hand side is a little bit stronger. So I'm going to rotate that car to get that side that we're seeing more, a little bit more light, and let the back side that has a dimmer light kind of just fill in that shadow, to lift it out of the shadow. So here again, I just have to change my focus point, make sure I'm focusing on the car and not the background or anything, since I have such a shallow depth of field. You can see there, you can see how that lights up a lot better. It's a lot more appealing to look at. Here's the final edit on that picture. I just darkened up the background a little bit, controlled the car. I spent maybe 5 minutes editing it. So you can see it really made a big difference just to take a good picture straight out of camera. So now I decided I'd just have a little bit of fun. So I have some colored tissue paper on my light on the left, which I'm going to call as the key light because it's the brightest. I just put some red tissue paper over the light. This light on the right hand side, I just put some blue tissue paper over it, which would be known as the fill light, because it just kind of fills in that shadow. I'm going to snap the picture. I didn't change any of my settings from the previous one. And here we have just that little red tint coming across. Not quite enough blue though. I really didn't like how that blue just didn't shine through as much. So here I just am putting some blue tissue paper up on the top, and I'm going to reshoot with a light on top as well with more blue tissue paper. You can see that blue kind of covers in a little bit more. We just get that one side in red, the rest with blue, and then here it is with our final edit. Just kind of did the same, pretty much the same edits I did in the previous one, but this time I just have some color added to it. All in all, it didn't take that long to shoot with, but it was pretty fun. It was enjoyable, and I was able to get some good shots of some products. So now it's your turn to go and try that out. Remember, try several different things. I tried 3 different objects there. Each turned out a little differently, but it was a fairly easy situation to shoot in. That's the great thing about having these soft boxes, is you can really control that light a lot easier. And be sure to check out the edit videos where I showed you how I edited these things.